One Piece. Story was made by Eiichiro Oda. Chapter 33, The Silent Man. Captain Kuro stood there in the eerie silence. His voice dripped with menace as he addressed his former crew, the Kuro Neko pirate fleet. "I didn't expect you to be held up by these kids. The Kuro Neko pirate fleet has been reduced to a truly sad state," he sneered, casting a withering glare. "Isn't that right, Django?" he called out. But, that day, you said that we could let that kid go cause he couldn't affect our plans," Django replied hesitantly. Narrowing his eyes, Kuro held his bag and replied, "Yes, I did say that. So what? He indeed still cannot affect our plans. I expected that he would come after us. I just didn't expect your uselessness. I don't want any more excuses." Bucci and Sham couldn't believe what they were hearing. Sham spoke up defiantly. "You said we're useless?" "Don't look down on us, Captain Kuro," Bucci added. Zoro watched as Sham continued. "Indeed, you were very powerful, but that's in the past." "What are you trying to say?" he questioned. "Hey, shut up! Bucci, Sham!" Django called out, but neither brother paid him any heed. "That was 3 years ago." Sham's voice grew fierce. "You've been pampering yourself in this village, but we've never stopped our attacks." His brother chimed in. "We've attacked quite a lot of villages, and sank many ships." As tension hung in the air, Usopp muttered under his breath, "Internal conflict?" Nami, bewildered by the unfolding drama, glanced back at the two rivals. The Nyabon brothers both lunged towards their former captain, making a solemn proclamation. "We won't allow ourselves to be killed for a stupid reason like a failed plan." "You've been inactive for 3 years," Bucci taunted with a dangerous smirk. "Do you think you can still beat us, the Nyabon brothers?" "That's true," mumbled the Black Cat pirates. "If those two gang up, even Captain Django can't beat them. It's a fact that they are our strongest team." Adjusting his glasses, Kuro remained calm as the Nyabon brothers, Bucci and Sham, charged at him with all their might. "You're no longer our captain," they declared. "Instead of being killed by you silently, we might as well kill you first." Their claws slashed at their target with incredible strength. But to everyone's shock, the brothers only scratched his bag as Kuro suddenly stood behind the brothers with his weapons out. He wore black gloves in each hand. With it, it held a long blade on each particular finger. "Who did you say you were going to kill?" he hissed, a sinister grin playing on his lips. Sham and Bucci stammered in fear, unable to comprehend how Kuro had appeared behind them so quickly. "When did he get behind them?" Usopp pondered to himself. The Black Cat pirates gasped in terror. It's the silent step." Meanwhile, Zoro observed with keen interest. "What a weird-looking weapon!" While Nami, on the other hand, watched the scene in utter belief. "He's behind us?" they realized. The Nyabon brothers turned around to face Kuro, but he had vanished once more. "Huh?" they muttered, their eyes wide with disbelief. Disappeared!" Then Kuro reappeared, hanging over their shoulders menacingly with his cat claws at their throats. "You're right. I really don't feel too active," he taunted. "You're also right that I'm no longer your captain. I am only the client in this plan, a client who will kill if the plan fails." The crewmates watched in awe as Kuro demonstrated his incredible ability. "This is the first time I see the Nyabon brothers get caught." Even though he does have swords on his hands, the Nyabon brothers who can take on Zoro are just like babies in his hands, Nami thought to herself. What are you still hoping for? His silent step is a soundless moving technique, Django explained. Even if he faces 50 assassins, he can still kill them all silently. We can't escape from his plans. Plus, when I met up with him, he sent a shiver down my spine when I saw that he still kept that habit. In order to avoid scratching himself with his cat's claws, he picked up that habit of pushing his glasses up. This proves that he hasn't forgotten how to fight. Kuro slightly penetrated Bucci's throat with the tip of his blade. Ouch! Ouch! After 3 quiet years, it seems that I've become more generous, Kuro stated, his intent clear. I give you 5 minutes. If you can't settle this in 5 minutes, none will escape my wrath. I'll kill all of you. I don't want to die, the grunts cried out. 5 minutes! Damn it! We actually let this guy stay in our village for 3 years, Usopp wondered. With 5 minutes? Django questioned, as he quickly composed himself. We can settle this! The hypnotist turned to Zoro. Him! We can finish him off! We can get up the slope! Bucci chimed in. That's right. He was no match for us just now. No problem. We can take care of him in 5 seconds, his brother added. Zoro! Nami called out with a shout. Your katanas! With the 2 swords on the ground, she kicked it towards him. Stupid girl! Zoro said with annoyance. How dare you kick my katanas? Nami smiled and asked, So how are you going to repay me? Zoro grabbed his swords and turned to face his opponents, saying, Thanks! With renewed hope burning in their hearts, the Nyabon brothers, Bucci and Sham, launched themselves at their formidable adversary. Stop dreaming! Even with 3 swords, you're still no match for us! Bucci's voice rang out with confidence. Zoro's response was swift and laced with his trademark self-assuredness. He clenched one of his swords between his teeth, his eyes narrowing in a steely glare. You don't know the difference between using 3 swords and using 3-sword style. The Black Cat pirates, watching from the sidelines, their lives hanging in the balance, erupted in a chorus of cheers. Nyabon brothers, we're counting on you. Finish them off within 5 minutes. Zoro tightened 2 of his swords behind his back, with the 3rd still firmly clutched in his mouth. With an air of unwavering determination, he proclaimed, Tora! Gari! As the Nyabon brothers collided against Zoro, both Sham and Bucci's stomachs were precisely cut, and they fell to the ground, defeated and broken. With only 1 slash! The Nyabon brothers are... The pirates marveled at the sheer power of his swordsmanship. Zoro, victorious, pointed his sword at Kuro. His voice dripped with pride as he declared, Don't worry. Within 5 minutes, I'll kill all of you, with no exceptions. Let's see you try it, Kuro said with pride, as he stared him down menacingly. Yet, to everyone's shock, Bucci, despite his grievous wounds, refused to succumb. He crawled toward the hypnotist, Captain Django, with a burning rage in his eyes. That guy, damn him! I will kill him! He begged Django desperately. Captain Django, hypnotize me! Kuro observed the situation calmly. He's still alive. You were too nice, he remarked. Zoro, meanwhile, pondered the mystery. Must be because his blubber is too thick, he thought to himself, wondering what would happen next as he observed Bucci's unprecedented, enraged fighting spirit. It's hypnotism again? Zoro's realization cut through the tension. This guy's troublesome. He could crack the ground so easily before... What will happen after he's powered up? He wondered. In the midst of this chaos, Captain Django's attention was suddenly drawn to something behind him. He spotted Nami racing toward the collapsed figurehead of their ship. Nami's thoughts raced as she approached Luffy. This is my chance. I have to go and wake him up. Really? How can he still be sleeping when we're in grave danger? Captain Django, however, had other plans. His voice was cold and threatening as he hurled a metallic disc toward her. What do you think you're doing, sly little girl? Die! Nami ran, her heart pounding, and got closer to Luffy. Her frustration was palpable as she scolded him. Everyone is fighting with wounds, and this guy just sleeps. Wake up, she demanded. With the heel of her boot, she kicked Luffy, who remained in blissful slumber, until he felt a sudden heavy impact on his rubbery cheek. Nami! Look out! Duck! Zoro warned her. Startled, she turned her gaze toward the oncoming threat, only to see a metallic projectile hurtling straight towards her.